Hello everybody, this is Neil Mooney with PDS Equipment. We just finished with our UV Energize, the PDS Equipment. Nashville, huge success, a lot of turnout. I was tasked with explaining the Kebab and the origin mark sensor and explaining to people what that is. And I found a lot of people have the Kebab, they understand how to use the Kebab, but they've never used their sensor. So what we're going to do in this video is show you how to use it, explain to you what it is, and how to best utilize it for what you're doing. The origin mark sensor will allow you to spin your cup and print on it exactly where you want to offset maybe your logos, any of your logos out there. Y'all know the ones, Yeti, Arctic, anything else, or maybe already exists in artwork and you just wanted to add something to it, as opposed to, I'm sure many of us have tried to spin the cup and get it to print exactly right. This will set the artwork right where you need it, okay? So, I've already got the Kebab set on there for 7151. If you got the 6042, the only difference in the same Kebab, the difference in the table is you'll be mirroring this on both sides. With the 7151, they have the adjustment here. That's the only difference, okay? Now, first thing I want y'all to do is look on your Kebab, find this slide here. You probably have this cap over it. There is a sensor down in there. You maybe have never noticed it. And if you have, you didn't understand what it's for. It's just a magnet cap on there. Let's pull that off for now. And we're going to slide it all the way against this rail here. Okay? And just screw it back tight. And we're good to go. So I am bolted up and ready to go. I'm not connected to the machine yet. I wanted to walk through connecting the Kebab and turning on the origin mark sensor. Okay? So the first thing I do on 7151, since I like to do it with the table up, I'm going to go lower the table. So I'm going to go to the head height. And go backward, hit enter and go backwards a little bit. Get the table down where I can connect it. Hit enter and there goes the table. So on your 7151, there is going to be this piece of covering right there. There's two screws on that. Once it gets low enough, you pull it off and there's your plugs there. On your 6042, it's the two little white screws on the top and you connect it. You have the same plugs here. Female in, male in. There's a little notch in there that goes to the top. We're just pushing it straight in. We don't need to pull back on the sleeve. It connects in. To pull it off, you pull back on the sleeve, okay? So just pop it right in there. Boom. This little bracket here holds the cable from moving up and around, getting in the way of the head, causing any kind of damage to your head, the cable. On your 7151 in your box, you'll have a longer cord. And so it really comes in handy. With this short cord, it really doesn't necessary, but I'm still doing it just so you see the visual and understand what's going on. All right, we have it connected, but we have to turn it on or let the computer know, or let the printer know that the Kebab is there. So we're going to go back to home. We're going to go to menu, excuse me, and we're going to go down to machine setup, which y'all have probably done many times. Go down to set option jig, hit enter. It's going to say completed. We hit enter again, and we got the jig is connected up. It goes back to the screen. So now that we're connected, we are going to go and turn on the sensor that you maybe never turned on before. So where we turn on the sensor is, instead of going to machine setup, we're going to setup. So I'm going to go back home and show you there. We're going to go menu, go down to setup. Turn that, hit enter to that, and then we're going to go down to Kebab tool. This will not be there if you have not connected to your Kebab, okay? That Kebab tool line is only there once you connect. Now we can go into that. So we hit enter, the origin mark sensor is there. It's set to on, you just highlight it. I've already turned it on. Yours will probably be off. Go back to on, okay? Just hit enter, make sure that's on. We're going to back out of it. So now we're ready to go. So, generally when we have a standard cup, we're going to pretend this tape is my logo that we're going to work around, okay? So we have these new black pucks that work better than the white pucks, I'm sorry to say, because this sensor picks up a contrast. The contrast between the black and the silver. So all you have to do is, we have just some chrome vinyl, most shops have it around there. I just brought this here. I just put a clean edge on it, come straight across, cut it and stuck it to it. That's all I did on this black puck. that's where we are. Okay, there's nothing crazy, nothing fancy about it. All right, if you have the white pucks, you can take this silver that we have here, wrap it around, tape it loosely, and then tape a piece of black on this piece of tape, silver, because this sensor picks up the contrast between silver and black. But with these black pucks, everything works a whole lot easier. It connects every time, and I recommend that you use this. Okay? So now, what we want to do now is let it connect up, let the sensor read our piece of tape. Make sure that it works, okay? So the cup, when it's on the roller, is going to go counterclockwise, searching for this mark here. So I'm going to put it, you know, this is 12, this is 6 o'clock. I'm going to put it about 7 or 8 o'clock right here, just to speed up the whole process, because the cup's just going to keep turning around. So I set that down there. I make sure this is in a good place, holding my cup where it won't travel, okay? So the next step I'm going to do, I'm going to go to work set. Go down to work set. Work set is where we put our diameter of our cup in. And this cups are 88. All right, these are the 20 ounces. I like to set mine at a little bit less than that. I want the table to pick it up, and I want the laser to work down so my head height is exactly where I need it to be. So I go 87.6. So I'm going to hit enter here. Now once I hit enter, this cup is going to start spinning. And sorry, I want y'all to be able to see the cup spin. Oh, I have tape on there already. I apologize. Let me spin that around so we can see it. I want you, because it's hard to see on the camera, that's why I put this tape here. So there's my mark there. We're back down here. We're back in position, okay? So once I hit enter to 87.6, it's going to say wide span. Y'all know this is the wide span, this is the narrow span. So we're on the wide. We hit enter, and then it's going to start turning. You see how it's turning counterclockwise, and once it connects back and forth, now it's reading that sensor and it stopped. All right, so it has read the mark on the cup, on the puck, and we're in the right position. So what do we do now? What we're going to do now is we're going to print on our puck, and it's going to be a guide to where we can position our artwork. All right, so all I did was I created a rectangle, 1/2 inch wide, and the length of my artwork. My artwork today is 3 inches, so I'm going to print a 3-inch rectangle on here, and I'm going to put a line dead in the center. So go to Corel, go to Illustrator. It's real easy to create that rectangle. 1/2 inch wide will work for you, okay? And if like I said, if you're doing 4-inch artwork, you want to put it 4 inches, because that centers it, and you're going to get it exact right. All right. So if you're doing different size artworks, you can print different ones on there. With these pucks, you can print on it. It'll stay on as long as you want, and then you can scratch it off real easy. So it works really good. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and print that on there, and we're going to get started. Okay. Let me pause it. Did you pause it? Pause it. Had an error. Alright, so you see the cup is detecting the mark on the puck. The sensor is reading that mark. Don't worry about the blue tape. The blue tape is there for you to see the cup turning right now. I just want to see that. What we're going to be doing is printing a register mark on the puck so we can use that later to line up our artwork. So what I'm doing, I'm printing a white rectangle on this puck, 180 off the registration mark on the chrome from the black. I'll show you when it gets through. So to show you the size of this on my rectangle, let's zoom in here and I'll show you what the rectangle looks like, okay? This is all I'm doing here. I don't know if the glare's bad on you. Just like I said, it's just a standard rectangle. Mine's actually 0.515, half inch will work. You see the feet on it is 3 inches. Now, I made it this way and I did 90 degrees. You know, you really should run the artboard up there to be easier to do that. It does not matter. And my artwork is 3 inches, that's all it is, and that's what I was printing. Now I did move over the scan 1 inch because my 0 origin is on the edge of the cup. I mean, not 1 inch, but 1/10 of an inch. So I wanted it to move over just a little bit so the mark would read easier and look better for you guys. So it's just finishing up the print now. I think y'all can see that through the video. As you can see, the rectangle there is lined up. So now when we're adjusting our artwork on this cup here, we're not worried about this mark here. I'm going to use that mark there that we're printing right now. So we have this UV energized cup that we just got through using, and I printed here too. But let's just say we wanted to put another piece of artwork right in between that. That's what we're going to be able to do here when this finishes printing here. And I'll show you how we can do it. It's almost through. It's coming out now. So, now you see what I'm talking about. There's your rectangle. This is the length of my art. This is the middle of my art, okay? So there's the contrast, the register mark off the chrome is what it was reading on the sensor when it spun around, and this is where the art is going to print from this right here. So what I can do now is I can put my artwork wherever I want to on this cup. So let's just go, you see the art there and there, let's just go right between it. We can, you know, just side it, do it however you want to do it there, how precise you want it to be. It's going to be there. And always make sure to get your pucks on smooth on the bottom. We've all made that mistake. There. So, you see this lined up. Now my artwork's going to come right through here. Okay? So, I'm going to put it back on the cup. I'm back on the table here. Now, if you notice, when I'm putting it here, I don't care where this is. I'm worried about back here. Remember I said let's put this at 7 o'clock? We're still going to do the same thing because it's still going to read it and spin around to my correct area. Okay? So, there we're at 7 o'clock on there. We're going to come over here. We're going to choose some artwork. I got another Energize label here. We'll go down to Kebab Edit Print. It's sized up at 3 inches. I just double check and make sure everything's good. It's good to go. We're gonna hit remote. I'm gonna send it. So when this thing slides in, see the laser hit my cup. Remember I said I want it to be a little bit. There's 2 bumps. That's perfect. That's what I want every time. Because y'all know with these tables, the lasers will go down, they will not come up. So if we're too far down, too high of a head gap, we're going to get cloudy prints and be all, you know, ruin our media. So now you see the cup turning, the sensor's reading my mark. It's going to find that spot, and you can see the mark right there, the edge of it on that will be where our print starts. Now of course if we were doing a white plate, it would spin around and start the other way. Because the whites are going, the cups spin the other way. Because without a white plate, it spins this way. It spins counterclockwise. So there's our art started. Hitting right where we said it would go. And man, our work is done. We're just waiting for a finished product, moving on to the next one. So while this is printing, feel free to contact me directly if you have any questions about setting up your kebab, you have any questions about the sensor at all, how it works, how to make it work. Also, it will work with the white pucks. I'm just using these black ones. I found they're so much easier. I would recommend buying the black pucks. And you see how quick this was to set up. That simple little chrome piece on there. I do that quick print on the rectangle. I don't need to print that again unless I change my art size. That'd be the only reason I want to print that again, okay? So we can print on this all day long, that same size, put it, line it up on the cup. It's almost finished here. We'll pull it out and I'll show you exactly where it is and you'll see how easy this is. All right, there we go. So now y'all can see, there's my mark, dead center of my artwork. Yeah, it's still going. It was going to throw a little UV light on me there. Jumped it out a little early, that's fine. The edges here, right where we lined it up for. So, that's how you set your origin sensor. What's your table? If you have any questions, I'm Neil Mooney with PDS. I'd love to answer anything you have, help you out in any way. Thanks and have a great day.